Okay, I'm going to demonstrate how to make some of the flowers that I've been using on my blog for my paper flower project. So each flower is made petal by petal and then eventually they get combined together to make the whole flower. So we're going to start with the kusudama flower, which is the first flower that I learnt to make. To start with, you get a square of paper like this and you fold it in half on the diagonal like that. So it goes around like that, make sure they're quite sharp, and you've got a triangle. From there you bring the edges into the middle like this. So they sit up in the middle like this, a bit like a diamond. From there you fold the edges over in half again, so this edge will meet this line here. And you do that on both sides. So it comes to look a little bit like that. Then you flip it over and you fold the little tags here just over like that. Okay, so it should look a little bit something like this. Then what you do is you bring it all together around this way. And you would glue in between there, a bit there, so it would stick together and hold like that. So that's what that one looks like. And then you would make another 4 of these, so 5 in total, and you glue them together along these sides here, and eventually you would get the kusudama flower, which looks like this once it's finished. So with the 5 petals there. So the next flower I'm going to demonstrate is the dahlia flower. You again start with the square sheet of paper and you fold it in half on the diagonal again. But on both sides this time. So one way like this, unfold it, and on the opposite side, fold it over again. So you have 4 triangles within the square there. You then take one of the top corners like this and fold it over so it meets the middle. Like that. You do that on both sides. So it looks a bit like this. Then you fold it over again so it comes to the middle once more. Like that, on both sides. And it looks like this. You then flip it over, hold it like this, and fold it in half. So from there, like this, to in half again, like that, and then in half once more. So it looks like that, a little bit like bunny ears. And then you would glue the centre together like that, so your petals would hold, and eventually you would glue 8 together and they would look like this. Actually I think that one's made of 6, but that's okay. You can do as many as you want. So that's the dahlia flower. And next I'm going to show you how to make the tulip. So the next flower I'm going to do is the tulip. It's the most difficult of the 3 flowers that I've learnt, and it was the last one that I learnt, but it's very pretty, so it's worth it. You start with the square, as always, like this, and you fold it on the diagonal. Okay, and on the diagonal again. So you come to having the 4 triangles within the square, like the dahlia. From here, you fold it in half. Like that. And then you fold it in half again. Like that. Okay, starts to get a bit tricky here. Once you've got this piece of paper, you'll see that there are 4 triangles like this, and on that side you need to fold the triangles over. It's a bit complicated to explain, so I'll try and show you. The way you do this, as my housemate says, is you visualize the triangles. So you see a triangle like this and you fold it in between on that square line there. Fold the triangle like that and do it on the other side. So you end up with this. So I'll do that again. You have your square, you have your triangles. You try and visualize 2 triangles, and in between on this fold here, you go in like that and in like that on the other one. And so you end up with a triangle like this. From there you fold the corners upwards like this. So it goes like that there into the centre, and you do that on each side. Like that, so you're left with a little diamond shape like this. Now, you need to take one of these corners here and flip it over, kind of like you're reading a book. So that page goes onto that like that. So once you've flipped it over, you're left with this piece here, and you fold that into the centre like this. So it looks like that. And you do that on the opposite side as well. So you've got that there. Flip it over, and you've got these 2 triangles over here. Again, you flip it out like a book, and you fold it into the centre again. And you do that on the opposite side as well. So you get something that looks a little bit like a kite, like that. From here, you don't have to, but I bend the bottom section this way just to make it easier later on when you try and turn out the tulip. You then take the little flaps here and you insert them into each other. So that spot there, you put this one inside. And you do that on the other side as well. And it looks a little bit like that. You push the bottom section. If you're using paper, you can blow into it, but I'm using cards so you can't. So for this one, I put it on a table and I push that little bottom triangle upwards. So just do that. So it looks a little bit like that. You then pull these little sections that are poking up downwards. And you are left with this, which is a little tulip. And once you get a few of those grouped together, I turn them into this, but you could probably do whatever you wanted with them because they're single flowers as is. I made them into little tulip ones. And so that is the last of the flowers that I've learnt how to make. Next I'll show you how to make the leaves that go on the stems. To make the leaves, you get your square and you fold it on the side without the colour, or if you have double-sided, doesn't really matter. Fold it like this. So you've got your triangle. You then take the top of each side of the triangle and fold it down part of the way. So it looks like that. You do that on the other side as well. So you are left with this. You then take this side here and you bring it upwards. So you've got this from there to there. Like that. You then take this bit here and you fold it over again part of the way. So it looks like that. Like that. You then do what is called an accordion fold, a bit like a fan where you go over and under again. So it's over like that, and then over again like that, and one last time. And so you've got, it looks a little bit like an accordion there. Okay, so you take this and you flip it over to this side and you fold that up part of the way as well. So it looks like that now. Like that. And you do the accordion fold again, and depending on how big your piece of paper is will depend on how many folds you do on either side. This one's quite small, so you don't do very many. So you've gone from the original fold like that, folded it in half, and so you've got it looking a bit like this on all sides, like that. You stretch it out and flip it open, and you've got a little folded leaf. So that's the last of the origami that I've learnt for this project, and the leaves stick on the flowers and look a little bit like that, at least in my design anyway, but you can arrange them how you want. So that's the step-by-step guide on how to make each of the flowers and leaves in my origami paper flowers. Hope you've enjoyed it. Thanks.